Today we're going to look at sourcing so that we can find music or sound effects or any sort of audio that we can import into Reaper to do some editing later on. So in order to do that, you obviously need the internet, and you're going to create a hard copy of the file which will be edited. So we don't need Reaper just now, and we'll go across to the internet. I've got several tabs open just as shortcuts. So first of all, just pick a song very quickly that's an example of something we could download from the internet.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
Okay, so what we're going to do is going to take this song and create an MP3 copy. There's various different formats you can have: MP3, MP4s for video. You might have heard of AAC or WAV. WAV is what's known as a lossless, that is not compressed. So WAV files are much bigger. MP3 is a compressed file, which makes it smaller and easier and quicker to transport through email, etc. So the address is at the top, also known as a URL or a link, you might know as. So you just take this address and copy it. We're then going to use an MP3 to YouTube converter website. Lots of these on the market, lots of these on the internet. You will be limited if you're in school though. You won't be able to use all these due to certain restrictions, things like firewalls that don't allow you in certain websites. But we're just going to use the first one and download the music from that. So going into the website, YouTube to MP3 converter. We've already copied it, so we just right click and paste. Okay, so it's found the video and it's now asking us what we want to do, what format we want to download in. So I would recommend, it definitely has to be MP3, and I'd recommend you would do 192 kilobytes per second. This one here would be, the quality would be very poor and you wouldn't be happy with it. And this here is quite big, the quality would be excellent, but you don't necessarily need to have a file as big as that. So we'll go for just the medium quality 192. Convert. This process may take a few seconds. Now the video has converted into an MP3, so it's asking us if we want to download it, so we'll go for that. And you can see down the bottom that process is now happening. That's going from the internet and it's now a hard copy on the computer. I'll find out by going to downloads, and by default it'll just save it at the top. So that's the MP3 recording of the song.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder.
Now that's great, that allows us to take the song, and if we want to add it into a mega mix or in any part of anything that we do in music technology, we can just drag and drop that. I'll explain more about that next time in terms of importing. Okay. Another aspect here, again, YouTube, we can find sound effects by using keywords. Now, some keywords for those of you who are doing any radio project, such as a radio broadcast or a sound drop: explosion, beep, radio scanner. There's a few others, I'll put them on a document. You can use these words and type in SFX as well, or just sound effects. It's just a short acronym for that. So you can see I've found one already. This is an example of some explosions, the transients that are there, so you see the lines of the audio happening. Let's listen. Okay, so you might want to use something like that as a transition in between two songs, or at the start of a part of your program, or whatever you're using for sound effects are very add interest to the overall project. Okay, you would then take that in exactly the same way as we did with the Kanye West song. You would just take the URL and drop that into here, and then it would convert it for you. Same process. You don't have to crop the songs. Whilst I'm talking about that, you can see here there's lots of examples of explosions. Say you just wanted this one here, if you wanted just to use that explosion, well, you would just save it all, you would convert it all to an MP3, and then you would drag and drop it into Reaper, and then you could edit it, so you just crop the section. Don't do that process just now, that's later on. Another thing is there are lots of websites that have free sound effects. Be careful and be patient. When I say be careful, Just don't waste lots of your time trying to chase something that doesn't exist. And also be aware you could find a sound that you're really happy with and then discover later on in the process, after joining the website, because lots of these you have to actually register for simply by putting your name in and your email address. Lots of these then say, oh, this will cost you £5, to which you're obviously not going to do. So try and type in free sound effects. That should help eliminate, although you still might find that you're asked to pay for some of them. Lots of these I recognise, and they do work. Okay, so free sound effects, and then these are simply search engines. So I put in beep as another example of one of these key transitions or effects you might want to use. Here is an example here. Okay, so good quality sound there, bit of reverb on it. It sounds relatively decent. If I go back, you might find some sounds that aren't quite as good. Let's try another one. See this one. Okay, that just sounds okay as well. So say we wanted that sound, we need to press download. You just basically need to be aware and look around to see if there's any download buttons or anything that says save as. Sometimes you could click on it, save link as, that kind of thing, save as there, but that one there is quite obvious. It allows you to download it. So I'll download it. Oh, I've done it twice. And then go back to the downloads folder and you'll see it if I refresh it. Okay, so that's the beep there. Okay. Once again, I'll show you next week how to take that and import it into Reaper. So that kind of concludes everything we need to know. Using anything from YouTube Converter, YouTube to MP3, and then download it. Same with any sound effects. And then there's lots of different sound effects websites out there, so you just search through them and then try and find some sounds that make your project more creative and more interesting.